What's up, y'all? So today I am just going to propagate into the realm as always. So today is just going to be a day where I talk. The realm is changing. We're different people now. There's a split happening in our society that most people don't, especially if you're in the masses, the mass majority, you don't want to look at. You pretend it's not there. The changes with the way we view things, our perceptions, how we understand our past. The new information that gets dropped almost every day.
What do we know? They're this energy that can manifest itself in different ways. As the beings we've seen, there's no right or wrong about it.
The whole concept of right and wrong was alien to us.
They have no concept of kindness or cruelty, no way of seeing beyond the oneness of all that energy.
Your ability to hate, to love, to feel. You have compassion as well as cruelty. We lack both. The traits lie dormant.
In their brains.
Awaken this sense of what was missing, something gone and half remembered.
And so our greatest experiment began.
Could they put it back?
Your strength, your feeling, and our more evolved consciousness. Could we bring these two together, we would have the next
Step in the evolution of life.
The experiment was an unqualified success.
But a lot of us don't want to face that. It's too hard. Why should we look at that? We rather go with the way things are. Can we just continue? Let's just pay our bills. Let's pay these taxes. Let's go to work. Let's send our kids to school. Let's just make money and be happy. We had that. But truly, can you say you're happy at this moment? With the way things are shaping up, with how our political system is. If you look at this world in a 3D lens, it's too chaotic. It's too crazy. Looking at it from a higher lens, it's as it should be. They will see soon what's going to take place and actually shape their understanding. But looking at it from a 3D lens, it's crazy. Too much is going on. Now, I talk a lot about different subjects and I don't go in detail because I leave that up to your interpretations. I leave that up to your perceptions. I leave that up to you to gain insight on your own accord. Because listening to people, you can do that all day. You can gain insight from listening to people, including myself. But at the end of it all, it truly won't matter or help you if you aren't actually applying it to yourself and becoming better, if you aren't actually going out and researching, if you aren't actually looking into these things, these topics that people are speaking about. If you don't do your own research, you won't gain that inner enlightenment. You're just listening to someone else. So where we find ourselves at this moment is just in a point where, who do we listen to? Who has the best information? The government? They're changing their story every day. Now, deep down, it's all genetics. It's all genomes and coding. Everyone's trying to look for that one specific thing, that one thing that will set everything in motion for them to gain the truest insight with themselves and gain power as a result of it.
Jennifer Doudna is a Nobel laureate in chemistry and professor of biochemistry, biophysics, and structural biology at the University of California, Berkeley. She's also been a pioneer in CRISPR gene editing. Tonight, Doudna shares her brief but spectacular take on the future of her field.
Early in my work on CRISPR, I had a dream one night about a colleague of mine asking me to explain CRISPR to a friend of his, and the friend turned out to be Hitler. And it was Hitler with a pig face and a horrifying look that made me imagine some of the worst aspects of what genome editing could bring about if it were used irresponsibly. And I woke up from that dream thinking that it was so critical that we as scientists think together about how we use our technologies responsibly. I like to describe CRISPR as an editor for the genome. It's a way of changing the code of life in a precise fashion, very much like we might edit a document. With CRISPR, we can literally alter a single letter in DNA all the way up to a large segment of that text. And that means that we can now correct disease-causing mutations and help address climate change. Some of the ethical considerations around CRISPR focus on human health, especially altering human embryos. And the reason that is such a profound use of the technology is that it results in changes that are made that are inheritable. And so we have to really be thoughtful about how we would deploy a technology for that purpose.
Immortality. Well, you can't do that because there's specific things that are set in motion when it comes to our genetics. But you wouldn't even know what you're looking for even if you found it. And then if you found it and tried to tamper with it, fail-safe mechanisms would take place and cell death. You won't be able to do anything. Do you know why I tell you this information? And this information that I'm speaking about is for specific ears. So if you don't really understand what I'm talking about, disregard. You can't do anything to these people. You can't take what they have and apply it to yourselves. You can't just genetically modify yourselves to becoming the best that you can be, even though you are tampering with genomes. You are still at the very beginning. You need insight. You need people to actually help you. And your AI that you have, it doesn't work for you. If you could call it AI, if it's true AI, it doesn't work for you. And you realize that if you have that. So, where are we? Now, for the masses, the 3D, you people, you don't have to wake up. Don't worry about it. Because eventually, you'll be forced to. Like, really, we've gone through this gradual point where people are, oh, I'm gaining insight. I'm gaining a new perspective on life. I understand who I am. I'm on a journey. And then you have those out there, I'm just about that money. I'm about making that money. I'm trying to do everything possible to live in this matrix. What happens when you're forced to look at the matrix from a different perspective, a different lens? What happens when the world decides that it's time?
It's an earthquake!
Well, go, go, go! Get us out of here! Yes! Go, go, go! Jesus Christ! You okay?
Oh my God, he's dead!
We're gonna get you out of here, okay?
Daniel?
Look, I'm gonna go for help.
No, Daniel. Daniel! Daniel!
Keep moving! Keep moving! Let's go! Get the girl! trapped in a town car.
Where?
In the parking lot.
Out the building! Get outside!
Mr. Riddick! Mr. Riddick! Mr. Riddick!
What then? You haven't gained the truest enlightenment or insight to help yourselves. You're going to be at a point where I once was. Oh God, I'm just, shaky. Anxiety. Why is this happening to the world? Because of you. This is where we find ourselves. And I don't really want to harp on that. I probably won't harp on that. Because what's the point? You won't remember it in 10 days anyway. For those out there who are making a whole bunch of videos and wasting all that energy for a mass majority that forgets, you're just putting energy out there. You're trying to up the algorithm because you're trying to understand it. Do you know how many times it changes on you so you are stuck in a specific spot for a little while? But that one video is going to make me famous. If you really want to be a part of this system so bad, then you're going to have to do some things that you never thought you would have to do.
Please, Gary, step into my car.
Oh, I get it. I'm supposed to get in your car and let you put your finger inside me. Then if I go down on you, I get a movie part.
Please, Gary, I'm not from Hollywood. I'm not going to fuck your mouth, and my time is extremely valuable.
This is a nice limo.
Yes, it is. Now suck my cock.
So good luck to you as an initiate in this organization. Welcome to the club. I'm not telling you to not do what you want to do in this journey. I'm just saying, as advice, what are we doing, man? Lady, it, them. What pronoun you want me to use today? Because y'all are in pronouns now. Jesus. Where did we go wrong? You think that being timid or we're so PC right now, you can't say certain things, that's going to save you. You don't realize what realm you're in. You don't know where you are. You know, Europe used to be at war with itself due to the changing of the guard, so to speak, if you would call it that, even though certain bloodlines never were extinguished, but they just marinated or went into obscurity. But the history of Europe is riddled with bloodshed. And I'm not talking about World War I or II. Entire cities, towns were razed to the ground. And I'm not talking about the Romans.
Prague, Kingdom of Bohemia, 1621. The axe falls, then falls again. Nobles die, knights are slain. Some have their hands chopped off, others are quartered and put on spikes. 27 leaders of the Bohemian Revolt, the Protestant uprising against the Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II, die one after the other. Ferdinand, it is said, plans to dominate and recatholicize Bohemia. He's ordered all Protestants to convert or leave. Back on the street, a common woman watches the executions unfold, axes and swords falling again and again. Then she goes home, and trying to make sense of what she's seen, opens her Bible to the book of Revelation. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. one of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. She closes her book. This war, she knew, had only just begun. The 30 Years' War was one of the most destructive periods in all of European history. 3 decades of bloodletting, massacre, and death that would not be surpassed in body count until the trenches of World War I.
This happened in the 1500s, the 1600s, and so on up to recent. It's a harvest. Nothing ever changes. It all remains the same. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss, right? You don't know your history enough. Why don't you tell us the history then? Why don't you research it? Why don't you look it up? I know the history, and I do not care to relive it or rehash it with you. You don't know. That's fine. You keep thinking that. You haven't watched any of my videos, have you? With that, why are you talking to us like this? What's happening? This isn't even the worst I could be. It's just becoming tedious to watch you as you devolve. But for it's written, for I follow, because I am. What does that mean? Silly 3D construct. My goodness. I kid. I'm joking. Seriously, we're at a point where it's time to be adults. Being children, waging war against each other.
Is that everyone?
What, you wanted more?
Avengers!
Assemble.
Even though the Endgame is a war. But waging these little wars, rumors of wars, people, organization, masses. It is time for you to actually understand where you are. Because there are people out here who have gotten to a point where once they do a specific thing in their trials, their tribulations, and actually gain the last bit of insight before becoming, you have no idea what they will do to you, to the realm. Tit for tat. You put in the energy you want to get back. And you folks have put in a mass amount of energy. So, we must respond in kind. Now, with that being said, please don't fear anything. Please, God, if you even just hint about fear with anything I say or anything anyone else who is fear-mongering you says, then you are missing the point. You have not gained any insight. Go back to the drawing board and look deep within. Now, this entire journey, this realm, and everything that you will gain insight on is going to be convoluted, hypocritical. It's going to make you question a great deal of things. But that's how it was designed. Just remember that. Now, as always, right? With a smile on and positive vibes your way. For the light workers, keep doing your thing. For the chosen, stay on mission. And for those who know, let's get it.